Hey everyone, Drajan here, and today we are taking a look at something different from everything I have reviewed on the channel. This is the Niz Plum X87. Full disclosure, Epomaker sent this to me, but the opinions here are mine. I do not use affiliate links on the channel to avoid being influenced by commissions. So, what makes this keyboard different? Well, the Niz Plum is an electro-capacitive keyboard. The switches here are different from the usual switches that you see. Removing the keycaps, you immediately see that this is constructed differently. The white stem, where the keycaps attach, is called the plunger or slider, which sits on top of a rubber dome that has a conical spring below it. The most popular variant of this switch is the Topre. If you've been in the hobby for quite some time, you probably already have heard of it, and I have honestly wanted to try a Topre keyboard for a long time now. There's a lot of people in the community who swear by it, and the only reason that I have not tried it is the price. So let's discuss that first. Topre keyboards are expensive. The usual recommendations are keyboards from Leopold and the iconic HHKB, and it is usually priced upwards of $250. That is a lot of money for a keyboard that is mostly of plastic construction. With that kind of money, you can already buy a good aluminum mechanical keyboard. However, what you pay for when buying a Topre or an electrocapacitive keyboard is not the looks nor the material, it's the typing experience. You pay for a unique feel that you will not get on any mechanical keyboard. This current price structure is why I like the Niz Plum. Yes, it is a Topre clone, but it offers a good alternative if you want to try electrocapacitive switches. The one that I have is the X87 and it is priced at $155 on the Epomaker website or in Amazon. Going to the unboxing, the packaging is quite simple, which is okay for me if it helps to bring the price down. You get the keyboard with a dust cover, which really more manufacturers should include in the package. A user manual in Chinese, a braided USB Type-C cable, additional springs that you can add to the keyboard to make the switches heavier, and a single set of stabilizers. Going to the headliner of the keyboard, the typing feel. So the usual description for Topre or electrocapacitive switches is that they feel like typing on clouds. And I have seen some people sell all of their mechanical keyboards after trying Topre switches, claiming that they can never go back. So let's have a quick typing test and see how this keyboard sounds. So, do I like it? Yes, I love it. I should have tried this way earlier. This is my first time, and I now understand how this type of keyboard can have a cult following. The switches on this keyboard are 35 grams, and the key presses are very soft and smooth. This feels like a hybrid between a tactile and a linear switch. There is a tactile bump, but it is very smooth. There is an initial resistance at the top of the key press like a tactile switch, but once the rubber dome gives in, it's a smooth key press all the way down like a linear. The bottom out feels soft and cushioned. I have tried a lot of mechanical switches already, but I have not tried anything like this. My guess is that a lot of it also comes from how light the switch feels, and this actually made me want to try lighter mechanical switches. I don't think reviewers emphasize this quite as well, but there is very minimal wobble on the keys. This may be due to the design of the sliders, but the key press goes down with very minimal side play on the keys. You would need to pay top dollar for mechanical switches to get that kind of tolerance. The stabs sound really great and they're different. These are Co-Star stabs. It's a bit of a pain to replace keycaps with these stabs, but at least they sound better out of the box than your usual cherry clone stabs. For reference, this is the sound of a usual stab for a stock mechanical keyboard. It is nowhere close to the stock experience you get here. There is just very minimal rattle on the spacebar out of the box. Hands down, this is the best typing experience I have had on a pre-built keyboard. No need to lube, no need to mod anything, it's great out of the box. The sound will be a matter of preference. It is a very quiet board. You do get blue silencing rings here that dampen the upstroke. Whether you like the muted sound will be a matter of preference. The only drawback here is that you are locked to this typing experience with minimal room for customization. The good thing about mechanical keyboards, especially the hot swap ones, is that you can change switches and change the feel of the keyboard drastically. You don't get to have that here. The keycaps here are PBT. The website says they are laser etched, but these look like double shot keycaps, as you can see here, so it should be resistant to shine and fading. They are relatively thick and feel really good in the hand. They feel like chalk, a bit of texture, which is how I like my keycaps. Another feature here that may be of interest to some, especially for gamers, is that the actuation point can be adjusted. The actuation point is the distance in a keystroke when the key press is registered. It can be nice for gaming if you want the fastest response times, though whether that translates to actual in-game results is still being debated. Pressing function plus F9 will light up the indicator lights at the right side of the keyboard. The number of flashes indicate the current setting. There are 3 actuation points. 1 is the fastest actuation, while 3 is the slowest. Going to the design, layout, and functionality of the keyboard, this is the TKL version, though there are various layouts that you can choose from on the Epomaker website. I got the one which is wired and has no RGB, which was intentional because I wanted to showcase the lowest price offering. The design here is classic. The case is a grayish white, reminiscent of old school computers, and the keycaps have a two-tone white and gray colorway. I do like this design and there's a particular charm to it. However, if you want to replace the keycaps, you can. These have cherry style stems, so any keycap that fits your usual mechanical keyboard will fit this one. Just to test it out, I put in some HK Gaming keycaps so you would see how it looks with a bit of color. By default, the board is inclined, but you do get flip-out feet that can raise the typing angle by 2 steps. Beneath the board, you also get cable routing channels if you want your cable going out to the left side or the right side of the keyboard. The USB Type-C socket sits here, so you may have some compatibility issues if you use custom cables. You do get indicator lights on the right side and a power button on the left side. This is probably a feature for the Bluetooth versions, but if you press this button, the indicator turns red and your keyboard is turned off. It will not function even if it's plugged in. The software is a bit of a mystery and I do hope they improve the documentation for this keyboard. I was able to download the software from the Niz website, but I couldn't change any of the key bindings. I also updated the software of the keyboard to the latest one they had. The software detects the keyboard, but I still wasn't able to change any of the key assignments. So do take that into consideration. Going to the build quality, the case is made of plastic, but the plate is metal. It weighs close to 800 grams and it does feel sturdy in the hand. It's hard to test long-term durability of products on reviews like this, but this feels really solid. Okay, going to the pricing and the conclusion. Topre keyboards, as I've said earlier, are priced upwards of $200. I have not tried any of the Topres from Leopold or HHKB, so I cannot comment on how this one stacks up. What I can tell you is that for $155, I do think this keyboard, even if it's a Topre clone, is definitely worth it. If you prioritize typing experience above all else, then this keyboard is something that you should try. Downsides are you will have very limited customization options, and this is not exactly a stunner if you want something more colorful in your desk. However, it is bar none the best typing experience I've had on a pre-built keyboard. I have tried a lot of switches and nothing comes close to this. At least in my personal opinion, this comes neck and neck with the more expensive custom keyboards that I have. I do recommend it if you are looking for an affordable alternative to Topre keyboards. And that is it for this video. I will have the sound test with the HK Gaming Keycaps after this, so do stick around for that. If you liked this video, please do consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot, and I hope I have helped you in deciding whether this is the keyboard for you. See you on the next one. Bye!